Hey guys, tonight we're traveling far, far north, past where the roads end, past where the forests thin into tundra, and where the ground crunches under your boots even in July. You're not here for a weekend getaway. No, you're here to eat like the Inuit, before refrigeration, before supermarkets, and definitely before hot cocoa was a thing. The snow stings your cheeks, your breath fogs instantly, and you haven't seen a vegetable in about 3 months. You're hungry. But don't worry, there's something waiting for you beneath the ice. You probably won't survive this. So before you get comfortable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe. But only if you genuinely enjoy what I do here. And let me know in the comments, where are you listening from and what time is it there? Now, dim the lights, maybe turn on a fan for that soft background hum, and let's ease into tonight's journey together. You're crouched on hard-packed snow, watching a hunter slice thick layers of translucent blubber from a freshly caught seal. The knife, an ulu, curved like a smile, glides through the flesh with practice that borders on poetry. The meat steams gently in the cold, and already your mouth is watering. You've eaten nothing since sunrise, and the smell is, well, it's seal. You'll get used to it. Your first lesson, fat is everything. Calories are survival. And seal blubber? It's pure, glorious, calorie-dense fuel. You bite into a slice of raw blubber, rubbery and cool. It's not what you'd call delicious, but your brain perks up. Warmth begins to sneak back into your fingertips. Congratulations. You've eaten your first Inuit power snack. Historians still argue whether seal meat or whale fat formed the absolute foundation of traditional Inuit diets. But either way, you're going to need both. The blubber contains vitamins you won't find anywhere else in this icy world, especially vitamin C, which is a neat biological trick, since scurvy is otherwise a serious issue in frozen places. Yes, raw fat can save your teeth. Just one of many unexpected perks of eating things that modern diners would call a textural nightmare. Your guide gestures for you to stand. You wobble. He chuckles softly and points to a chunk of meat pressed into the snow. No, it's not being ruined. It's being preserved. Welcome to Arctic refrigeration, the entire outdoors. You plod along behind the group, trudging through shallow drifts. Everyone's heading to a small ice shelter. Igloos if it's winter, tents if it's summer. Inside, the air is only slightly less freezing, but a small seal oil lamp flickers gently, its open flame giving off more light than heat. Still, the flicker is comforting, hypnotic, and the smell of cooking meat makes you forget the wind for a while. But what if you're not lucky enough to have fresh meat? That's where the magic of raw storage comes in. Meat is cut, laid out to freeze, or packed in snow to ferment slowly. You reach into a cache and pull out a strip of dried fish, chewy, slightly oily, and surprisingly flavorful. Almost like a cold beef jerky that forgot it was ever beef. And it's not all seal. There's also walrus, heavier, gamier, and a lot more dangerous to catch. Some days the hunters come back with enormous tusks and enough meat to feed the camp for weeks. Other days, they don't come back. You chew slowly, knowing full well this bite came at a cost. You're offered a small wooden cup of snowmelt. It's cold, obviously, but clean and refreshing. Nobody's boiling water out here. There's no wood. Fires are rare, small, and used, mainly for light. Cooking is a luxury. Food is either raw, frozen, fermented, or occasionally warmed over seal oil. And yet, nobody starves. Not if the weather's kind and the hunters are lucky. And you'll learn fast. Not all fats are equal. Beluga whale blubber, for example, is softer, almost creamy. It melts against your teeth and leaves a thin layer of warmth on your tongue. It's oddly soothing, like drinking hot broth that forgot to be hot. Narwhal skin, known as muktuk, is chewier, rich in vitamin C, oddly fruity in flavor, and best consumed frozen and sliced into bite-sized cubes. You chew through a piece now, the texture somewhere between cold rubber and cucumber. You're not sure if you love it, but you're definitely not spitting it out. Fringe fact for the evening. Inuit children were often given small strips of frozen blubber as teething snacks. Think of it as the Arctic answer to baby carrots. Keeps the jaw busy and probably adds insulation. That's multitasking. The night deepens, and you curl up inside the shelter, your belly full of unfamiliar calories. Your fingers smell faintly of oil, your breath fogs the air, and outside, the aurora flickers like someone's left the TV on. There's no buzzing fridge, no freezer drawer, just snow, meat, and thousands of years of knowledge on how to make. Both work, and yes, you'll eat raw meat again tomorrow. You kind of want to already. You wake to silence so deep it hums. There's no chirping bird, no distant engine, only the soft groan of ice shifting beneath the world. Your eyelashes are stiff with frost. Outside, the cold is a creature in its own right, crawling through the seams of your clothing as you step into morning. The sky is the color of unbrushed steel, and your breath is already clouding before you take your first step. Breakfast? You're chasing it. Today's menu item is caribou, a lean, fast-moving, deeply suspicious animal that wants nothing to do with you or your growling stomach. It's late summer and the herd is on the move across the tundra, sleek and muscular, with hooves made for dancing lightly across frozen moss. You are not so graceful. You slog, you stumble, and your boots complain. Caribou hunting is a group effort. It always has been. Some of the earliest Inuit tools ever discovered were specifically designed for this. Toggling harpoons, bone-tipped lances, and snow goggles to keep the blinding sun from frying your corneas while you wait, motionless, for your moment. You've got the modern version, a slightly cracked pair of caribou skin boots and a hunting partner who keeps giving you polite side eyes every time you exhale too loudly. Historians still argue whether Inuit communities relied more on marine life or terrestrial game for their survival, but caribou was undeniably central, not just for food but for clothing, tools, and sinew thread. Nothing went to waste, because nothing could be wasted. You finally crest a ridge and spot the herd, hundreds of them, moving like liquid fur over the horizon. You crouch, breath shallow. Every detail matters. The wind direction, the sound your knee makes in the snow, the scent of the oil lamp smoke still clinging to your parka. Your guide signals. You hold still. A caribou strays too far from the herd. A trap is sprung. Carefully laid snow walls funnel the beast toward the hunters, who move like ghosts, barely breaking the rhythm of the land. There's a clean hit. A thud. The animal falls, its final breath a puff of fog in the Arctic air. You approach slowly. The kill is fresh, and the process begins immediately. Skinning, gutting, slicing. Your hands are soon coated in blood that freezes almost as fast as it flows. But there's no horror here. Just efficiency, respect, gratitude. You're offered a bite of raw liver, still warm. It's considered a delicacy, rich in nutrients, and strangely buttery. You chew carefully, feeling the life of the animal settle in your stomach like a stone in a prayer. There's humor in the cold, though. One hunter gestures at the frozen, wind-blasted meat, jokes that it's already cooked, then tells you to stop looking so pale. You've only been outside half a day. Caribou meat is often dried, sometimes pounded into a fibrous mash and mixed with fat to create a high-calorie paste not unlike a very sad energy bar. In winter, it's frozen and shaved into flakes. In summer, it's roasted over small fires built with dried moss and driftwood, if you can find any. A quirky detail. In some regions, Inuit hunters believed certain parts of the caribou were better suited for specific people. Tongue for elders, kidneys for hunters, marrow for children. Not always followed, but often remembered. You sit beside the others, sharing a meal. Caribou meat, sliced thin and still steaming. The texture is dense, almost chewy, with a flavor both wild and oddly sweet. You savor every bite. There won't be another fresh kill today. As the sun lowers, and yes, it's still technically day, you help pack the leftovers. Everything gets used. The sinew will become thread. The hide, boots, the bones, tools, even the antlers are shaped into handles or left outside to confuse passing wolves. Your hands are stiff and raw. Your boots soaked, but your belly is warm with protein. And your pockets now carry dried strips of meat. Trail snacks for tomorrow and the day after, and the one where a blizzard keeps you trapped in the ice house again. You chew quietly as The hunters joke in low tones, pointing at clouds that might be snow or might be spirits. Hard to tell up here. Later, as the stars begin to shimmer and the wind returns with a vengeance, you press your cheek to a soft caribou hide and let yourself drift. The meat sits solid in your stomach like ballast in a ship.